All right, welcome back to the channel. So we did get a tune, but stay tuned. All right, so I did get with the tuner yesterday, and we basically went and did a tune on it. Let me see. It's an e-tune. It's from a guy out of Egypt, Muhammad. I'll go ahead and link his stuff in the description on Facebook. Pretty damn good guy, good tuner. So far everything's been good. Really, he works with you, lets you know your problems. Really good tuner and a fairly good price. I'm not going to disclose his price because if you want to reach out to him, you can reach out to him and discuss the price with him. But anyway, so got with the tuner, went and did some running. Basically I was having issues. First off, my god damn it, flex fuel sensor wasn't hooked up. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So next day, this is today, I found the issue with the flex fuel sensor. I basically didn't hook up the power wire, but that's all hooked up. So the issue we were having yesterday, having little issues with getting the AFR to read on the K-Pro. We were on analog 0 trying to get a reading on the K-Pro. It wasn't working. And then so we went and jumped it to analog 3 and everything started working, so we was able to see the AFR, which was cool. It was a nightmare on my end because I had to fucking stop the car. I had to pull, the gauge pods out. You had to look at the back of the AFR gauge. It was crazy. It was stupid. I'll show you a picture right now of what it looked like when I was driving down the road. So yeah, so I had my shit hanging all over. But yeah, so we got some running in, got some data log in. Basically I was cutting out, so we went and changed plugs. So I was cutting out about 6,000 RPMs. Went and changed plugs. Got the cold plugs. Got these plugs right here. I'll go ahead and show you right now. So I got those clip plugs. They're a little bit colder than the NGK Iridiums. So I went ahead and gapped those to 0.20 on the gap. Dropped those in. It was getting late, so I had to stop for the day. So I got that fixed. I went and got my AFR or my flex fuel sensor fixed. Touched up on that stuff. Let me try to think what else. Okay, so that was it. So fast forward to today. Went this morning, hit them up. Went out and did some more logging. I was cutting out at 6,000 still, but on full wide open throttle on third gear, doing a pull on third gear, wide open throttle, it cut out about 5, it cut out about 6, and a little bit at around 7. So basically I'm having issues with the wastegate. I need to check the fire ring on the wastegate, or I need to check the flange on the wastegate, make sure that's all sealed up. Basically I got a leak somewhere in my wastegate. Either that or my line's going into my wastegate. I need to double check, which I'm thinking it's the wastegate lines because of the fittings. I'll go ahead and show you real quick. Hold on, let me flip this. All right, so I'm running where the fuck is my wastegate? So on this wastegate, I'm running these banjo style kind. The other ones I was running on my other wastegate, the Humble Performance wastegate, were actually kind of an AN type fitting. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put those on there. They were a lot more tighter fit than these hoses are with these clamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and the easiest way I can get that wastegate out, but the easiest way to do this is to pull this away and then get in there with the wastegate. So that's what I gotta do. I gotta take off the turbo, take the feed line off. I could probably leave the return line on to give me enough room to get back there and unhook that wastegate. I'm basically gonna pull the whole wastegate out, double check the fire ring, all that stuff. So a little bit of work I gotta do. Probably change out those banjo bolt style flange or whatever fittings and go back to the other ones, because I think the other ones were a little bit tighter fitting. I don't know. I'm gonna double check it once I get it out and see how everything fits. But there's a leak, either lines going in or lines going out from the wastegate, or the clamp flange right there is not tight enough, but I think it is tight enough. Or I gotta check the fire ring, which I think is good too. It's not moving when I'm pulling on it, so I think that's not the issue. I think it's gonna be somewhere in the lines, maybe somewhere here by the boost solenoid. But, and the other thing I'm hoping, I'm fucking praying is not gonna be an issue is this wastegate mounting up to this exhaust manifold, because I had issues with the Humble Performance S pipe connecting to the Precision's turbo. I had to get a flange welded on there, so I'm hoping this flange on this fucking exhaust manifold is not going to be an issue where I have to have it cut off and weld one of the tile flanges on there. I'm hoping not, but if it is, then that's gonna be no good. I mean, basically, if that's the issue, then I'll have to get that flange cut off or buy a new exhaust manifold. Basically, hopefully, crossing the fingers, it's not that. Hopefully, it's just these lines right here, which I'm kind of thinking they are, because these lines are not, they're on there, but they're not on there real good on these ones over here. But anyways, I'll address that. Like I said, take all this off. So as soon as I get that taken care of, I'll take it out myself, drive it, and see if I get any cutout 6000. If I do, then I'm probably gonna guess that this manifold flange is not seating good on the tile wastegate. I'm hoping it don't come down to that, because then that's gonna be fucking, I gotta take this thing down, have somebody cut that off, weld that new flange on. It's just a whole fucking setback, which I don't want. And if that's the case, then that means that most of this shit that I bought from Humble Performance does not bolt up to name brand shit, which could be the issue. But I'm not going to say nothing yet until I get this checked out. Anyways, moving on. Definitely hit that up. I'll probably hit the tuner up at least in a couple days, because I got tomorrow off, so that's when I'm going to try cracking into this and getting that done. Update on the gauges. So I was having to take off my negative battery so that my gauge pods inside would turn off, because they were straight hot wired into the fuse box that I have in the glove box. But fixed that issue. As you can see right now, they're off. I just basically hooked this switch up to it, that way I can power them on and off. So I'll go ahead and click that on. As you can see, the gauges are on now. Then I'll go ahead and push this button, and the gauges are off. So now I don't have to do my fucking disconnect my battery. So that's take care of. Basically what I got running on this fuse block is the boost gauge, the AFR gauge, the oil pressure gauge, the what the fuck's that called? God damn it. The boost solenoid, and the fucking flex fuel sensor. So I got one more spot for something. So that's all hooked up. Don't mind all the wiring. Don't mind all that. I basically had to take that off again and make sure everything was snug up on there for the everything. So as soon as I'm done with the tune and the tune is final 100%, then I can go and button up all this shit right now. There's no point in putting this shit back up again, where I just might have to pull it back down. As you can see, I'll show you right here. Oh yeah, took off the wing, or the replica fucking spoiler. I like this style better, a lot more cleaner look. As you can see, this pod is out. It's sitting right here, the AFR. The reason was because, like I said, when you see in the picture, I had to pull this whole pod gauge out in order to look to the back of this so that the tuner could see what kind of gauge this was, what the numbers were on it. And it was such a tight fit in here that once I pulled it out, it disconnected. So I saved myself a hassle and just ran it down here. And I think eventually I'm just going to stick that in here, and then probably put either a fuel pressure gauge right here or something. But as of right now, I'm just leaving it like that. It's kind of janky, but if I ever have to get back in here again, I don't have to fuck around with this thing. But most likely I'm going to put it right there. So on that, everything is good. Let me stop. So just driving it while I was tuning, it's pretty nasty. Now I was hoping, I mean, at first, the first day I started to tune, I was probably thinking I was gonna be able to fucking flex tune it, but flex fuel sensor is hooked up, so which is cool. Got 5 gallons of E over there sitting ready for when he wants me to drop it in there. Yeah, it's tearing it up. It sounds really healthy, actually, really healthy. The turbo sounds really fucking nasty, really healthy. And motor sounds healthy. Everything just sounds healthy. It just everything needs to be fine lined in the tune, and this thing will be fucking ripping it and getting rid of those cutout issues at 6,000 RPMs. I was having issues with the 6,000 RPMs. Always, that seems like to be my issue. 6,000 RPM, something keeps. That's where I keep getting my cutout. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I will drop another video as soon as I figure out, you know, my next problem I might come up to. Hopefully there's no more problems. Hopefully I get this wastegate situation fixed. That way I can finish up the tune and I can actually get out here and enjoy this car. I mean, I'm driving it now, and I'm not driving it, but I've drove it out a couple times, and it's nasty. It's fun to drive, but definitely not going to get on it a lot until it's actually fully tuned. But hopefully tomorrow I can get this shit all done and get it tuned and get it going where it needs to be. So on that, that should be it. As soon as, like I said, as soon as I get the tune done, I'll drop a video, do some pulls, yada yada yada, and hopefully everything goes good for my next time I'm out running and tuning with this guy, and everything is dialed in and no more issues. So that should be it. Like, subscribe, Cal Day. Catch you guys on the next one.